What's up, guys? Oh, well, what's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Just Jen. Today, I'm reacting to Nightwish Ever Dream live Wacken 2013 with actually somebody who's never seen it. So I'm reacting with a reactor that you might know, and here he is.
Hello, Just Jen.
Hello, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing well. My favorite Cahogan.
That's awesome. If people only knew, like this has taken like 9 times to get this to work.
Yeah, we've had a few discussions.
But luckily we haven't seen this video yet, but we're gonna get into it. So
Nope.
this is the very first tour. Floor Jensen has been an official member of Nightwish, and they toured Wacken Open Air, which is in a tiny, tiny little village in Germany. And she performed this. You do realize, please learn the set list in 48 hours. This was the tour following that.
I will say that the Nightwish Army has done a very good job of sending me links and videos and links to videos from the Rock Academy reunion
Mhm.
to some random Marco interview on some Dutch radio
Yeah.
station I have to put, closed captions on for.
Yeah,
So,
like,
they've done a very good job of helping me understand where the band is for all of these videos that I've been watching, which have spanned time from the new Human Nature album, going all the way back to Annika,
uh, Annika
the
she's at
first the first
that's
singer.
Tarja.
Tarja,
Mhm,
yeah, Tarja.
mhm.
So and again, I'm still learning, so I apologize. I'm still
Mm.
new to this, but thank you, Jen. Again, I'll say it and I mean it. I know it doesn't sound it the second time, but you've done a very good job of helping me understand not only the YouTube channel and how they grow, you've helped me understand how to make my videos better and how to get past that copyright strike. So thank you very much for all of that. And you've been a really good example of how to grow your channel and still stay true to yourself. So thank you very much for
Yes.
welcoming me in.
Anytime,
Um,
anytime.
I'll look in the mailbox for the check, but thank you
The other
very
way around, I'm just kidding.
but thank you very much.
Great.
You've been a great help. I had reached out to a little over a dozen reactors directly to say, "Hey man, would you help me out?" And you were just so cool about just offering your assistance to me. So
100.
so thank you very much for that. I am new to the YouTube video channel stuff. I've spent all of my time sitting in a closed room, padded room talking to myself. So this is still new. So
A
thank you
padded
very
room.
much for
I
the help.
see not much has changed, I'm just kidding.
No, now I'm sitting in the corner again in a padded room, so my guidance counselor was spot on, so thank you very much for that.
No problem. Look, man, that is, I think it should come with a territory. If you've had a channel for a while and you see new people, the best thing that if somebody reaches out and asks for help, why wouldn't you want to help somebody? It's just in my character to do that for people. Why not? It's free and it only helps other people succeed. And we should want other people to succeed.
I've worked in an industry where I've watched people sabotage others.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
terrible.
yeah, when you're talking about ego, even local radio celebrity carries with it a
I
little
know.
bit of, some
Oh, I
kind
know
of
it.
I've pulled into Taco Bell and ordered at 2 o'clock in the morning and some guy, "Hey man, you sound like the guy on the radio." Yeah, great. Give me some extra tacos, bro.
It's
I'm
terrible.
not in this for the money. I'm in it for the pizza and meeting rock stars. But
That's
again,
right.
I go back to thanking you because it's been
No
a
problem.
great journey. I've loved learning about the band. I've loved watching them grow. I think Tuomas is a generational type individual.
Yes.
And I'm not sure that I'm not, and I don't know if Mozart went through this. I don't know if the greats have gone through this, where in their own time, you kind of want to stop everybody what they're doing and go, do you understand what, do you really understand how great this guy is? I mean, how so well put together his pieces of art are. I mean, to see them happen in real time has just been something I've enjoyed, and that's why in my first reaction to Nightwish, I think at the end, I was in tears, and I think I apologized for radio where I was like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, man. We should have been on top of that. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like the Cleveland Browns winning a Super Bowl, isn't it? You kind of don't want them to be that famous because then it'll bring with it a whole new different element of stuff. So they've grown really well. I've loved to watch them grow. The
Mm.
community has been awesome. So I'm just really enjoying the trip so far.
I think it's amazing, and what I picked is this video in particular, because, what it I basically I know, when I told you, "Let's do Everdream," you were like, "Oh, man," and I'm like, "No, no, no, listen, like, see it as how you've grown as a person or like, what these bands, not just Nightwish, has done for you as far
Sure.
as your healing journey has gone since, when you open your heart out and you pour your heart out to people on YouTube, you expose those vulnerabilities and people, they feel like, okay, cool, we have someone authentic here. And I think that what is that?
I don't know what's what.
Like, you don't hear that music?
No, I don't hear it. Something popping up in your computer.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is.
Oh well, is it still going?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Listen.
that could be from Streamlab.
There we go. It was like, did you hear it?
Yeah, when you put your headphones up there, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is cool. They're wanting us to react to their song. It sucked, by the way,
Yeah,
StreamYards. It sucked.
I really felt like pushing floor 5.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, 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 sure
didn't
did.
make any sense. But again, to go back to what I said, it really hit me when I watched the High Hopes video. That was
Oh.
that was the second one I had done,
Mm.
and what I understood 'cause Gabriel was really good about filling me in with a lot of the history,
Gabriel
and
Bardik, man, shout out. Mr.
yeah, shout
Gabriel
out
Bardik
to
from
General
Romania.
Gabriel. He's
Yeah.
he is my Sherpa. He's my Nightwish
Yeah.
Sherpa. My handy dandy notebook is literally from that first Nightwish video I did, and he just laid it out there for me.
Welcome to the
So,
Nightwish Army, and,
it
yeah, that is what he does, man, and he
it
carries
was
on the legacy of Anne Wakehoff, man. I think he's doing a
it was
phenomenal job.
really and he filled me in on that as well, so it was really good to get a good foundational understanding because the High Hopes video for me, it it spoke to certain memories in my life that may or
Yeah,
may not have had to do with my late wife. I've only loved 2 women, and High Hopes spoke to a time when I was with what I call my kryptonite.
yeah,
And, so it hit me a little deeper, but also understanding what they were going through on the stage made a connection with me that I think,
yeah.
very few bands have made.
Oh, that's the end of an era. That was that concert, and Tarja was in the back, she kind of excused herself for a break, to change. She changed multiple times during that concert, that tour, and that was the Helsinki tour, leg of the tour, the last leg of the tour, the very last show. That was the actual end of the era for
Yeah, and
Tarja.
and that was understanding that while watching these kids, because we can look at them. I can look at them now in my 50s and say, "These are kids. I mean, these are young guys, young girl. They're going through these growing pains together, and
Yep.
they're growing apart literally in front of my eyes."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was already feeling heartstrung at that point, and
Mm,
then when everything starts to come in and Marco's vocals, that was really the like, wow, man, this guy's vocals are just out of this world, and
I know.
I really hope he gets the respect that he deserves for those vocals. He's an incredible vocalist.
Yeah, he's doing a lot right now with Northern Kings. It's a guy named Tony Kako from Sonata
Right.
and Artica, and then JP Lapalato. He actually does a lot of stuff with Dark Sarah, and Well Dance with the Dragon is my favorite. So I'm just like, I'm keen to
What's
him.
the new isn't Marco in like a new trio? I'd seen someone had linked
Powerless Trio
the
is not
Powerless
new.
Trio.
Yeah,
Somebody sent me a link to Living After Midnight, and I'm gonna do a reaction to that. I
you
haven't
did
watched
Take
it.
on Me, right? You did that when
Yes,
I seen your
I did
video.
the Take on Me, and
Oh,
again, I've always enjoyed I like Leo Maraccioli. I like when someone can take a song and twist it on its head
Yeah.
and pull it off.
Yeah.
It's different to say, here's a metal version of Take on Me.
Well, you have Tony Kako, you have
Right.
JP, Marco, and Yarko Ahola. If you wanna be blown away, I have a song for you, "Walking in the Air." It's the snowman, it's a children's story from the
Okay.
UK, and it's actually from Wishes to Eternity with Tarja. Sammy was the bass player who Marco had replaced, and so it
Gotcha.
was Sammy, Thomas, Impu, Yuka, and Tarja, the, like, founding
The
5.
original, yeah.
Yeah, and, ooh, even Tarja's version Wishes to Eternity, I have that album, and, like, even that song live back in, like, their infancy days, like, baby Nightwish. Oh my god, it's so just stupendously beautiful. And Yarko Ahola does it, and it's I think it's amazing. But like I picked Everdream because it used to mean something completely different from what it does today.
Okay.
Like Everdream, uh before it meant, and I will tell you what it means now after we play the song, but
Okay.
what it used to mean to me was like, how could I give you my all and nothing was reciprocated, nothing was appreciated. I was, how could you do the things that you've done to me when I've been nothing but loyal and faithful and loving to you? So but now it means a whole different thing.
Well, I can't wait to hear the change in that, because it's funny how, even as a kid growing up, you hear songs. I remember growing up listening to Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, and
Yeah.
Judas Priest and all that stuff. Even going into the punk of the 80s, you're listening to like Bad Brains and
Mhm.
MXPX and all that other stuff, and you connect with different. I think it's because you connect with different elements of the emotion of the song.
Right. So like I just think it took a whole new meaning because I've grown. Nightwish has helped me grow as a human being. And that was my, my Nightwish journey will never end. There's so much material to
God,
cover
there's
and
so
fall in
much.
love with. Oh my God, it's so
So
amazing.
much, man.
So we're going back in time
Okay.
to 2013. And this is
Yuka on drums.
Yuka is on drums.
All right.
So this is the Wacken 2018 is where you'll see Kai Hato on the drums.
I love him too. He's awesome.
Oh, isn't he great? All
Yeah.
right, let's see. All right, but for now, we're gonna start a little softer with Everdream.
Gonna
Sounds good.
start a little softer with Everdream.
I'm so muting my mic because I'm gonna sing.
Ever felt away with me? Just once, that all I need. Entwined in finding you one day. Ever felt away without me? My love, it lies so deep. Have a dream of me.
So I'm gonna stop it right there. Now, can you see what I mean? Like it used to mean, like you
Sure.
know, I
There's
have.
the thing I love about Floriansen is this impending comfort.
Mm, yeah,
Um
she's like a
so
Valium. If Valium was a person, it would be Floriansen.
right, but yet there's no escaping her control.
No,
It,
once
it's
she gets that grasp on you and
Yeah,
she sings to your soul, you're hers. You belong to her, but
she
vice
cuts
versa
she
though.
cuts through she cuts through any pretense. And what I really like technically, what Floor really does that maybe people don't pick up on, is that she has no onsets or offsets. And what I mean by that is she doesn't ramp or trail.
No, she
So
doesn't.
she is solid from
Boom.
when she starts that lyric to the end of the lyric. She is
Yep.
thick and rich through that entire time, and it is just incredible because, again, it gets you and it holds you, but yet it also has this guilelessness to it, this innocence of, I'm gonna push you down the stairs, walk to the bottom, pick you up, kiss you, then push you down another flight of stairs.
That
That's
that's a great analogy. I
that's
think that
kind
was
of how
great.
I feel when I listen to her. So
I think
incredible.
she is one of the I think the best things that has ever happened to the world of music.
I
But
think that she needed to be in Revamp before Nightwish
well, 100,
because
after
she brought
forever too. After
this
forever was that stepping stone that she had
this
to.
this presence that she has is honed.
Yeah.
And had she not had, I mean, again, I don't know if people catch it or not. Maybe you just get caught up in it and you're like, oh, it is what it is. But if you compare her to other presence on stage, hers is just magnificently gentle. It's just incredible how she does it.
Just wait till you see her in person.
Oh,
That's all I'm gonna say.
all
It's a
right.
whole different game. All right, so this was the first opening verse of Ever Dream, and can have,
I like it.
uh, yeah, it's very soft and soothing. So,
Mhm.
you ready?
Oh, yeah. Here
All
comes
right.
the stairs. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Did you hear everything going on there? That
Okay, I have to s okay, so what Empu is doing there, the Tuomas and Kai are creating that really great
no,
thick
Yuka.
Yuka, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Tuomas and Yuka are creating that really good, excuse me, thick traditional foundation. And what Empu is doing in this, I love his tone. This dude needs to be on magazine covers. I'm telling you, he is awesome. But what he's doing is he is creating one that also bends and just to the attitude of the song in general. I just love how he does that. And you barely hear it. It's this real subtle thing that he's able to do that he's laughing about. I know he's just sitting there
Oh,
laughing,
he's
but
at
it's
that whammy
brilliant how he
bar.
does that.
He really does. He's
Yeah,
just he's
really,
one
really cool.
he does. He takes every pedal and everything to the extreme, this guy, but with such ease too. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
that's what I'm saying. He's got in country music, there's the aw shucks problem. The aw shucks problem is the Roy Clark, Ry Cooter, Jerry Reed. When you watch them play, they're just sitting there with this dopey look on their face, like, "Oh shucks, I'm just sitting here playing." But then when you actually watch what they're doing, you're like, "Oh my god, that is incredible." Same
Yeah.
thing with Yuka. He's this little puck-like sprite who just kind of gets up there. He's goofing off and unplugging people's hearing and
No, that's
doing all.
Impu. That's Impu does that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
It's okay.
So what he does is he creates the illusion that what he does on that guitar is nothing. It's no big deal. And it's like, nah, dude, it's a pretty big deal, and you're very good at it. So
Well, that's
it's
why when you see Nightwish live, you see him tossing picks out
yeah,
while playing.
there you go.
While playing.
Here you go, kids. Stay in school.
Yeah, and this, if you don't know, I'm sure you do already, but because I'm sure Nightwish Army, they always come in thick, and this is a concert of 84,000 people in attendance, by the way.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, her comfort, Floor's the whole band. Again, this is I really hope you understand what you're seeing happen in real time because this is lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
The chemistry that they have, even in this early stage of this togetherness, it's just it all seems second nature to everybody.
Yes,
It's
100%.
just great, and plus they're having fun. You can again, I hate watching bands who make it look clinical. I want to see you enjoying the gift you're giving the people. And Nightwish have every video I've seen of them live
Yeah.
has been nothing but gracious and thankful and very humble and very sharing and open. And it's just an incredible environment they create.
After every show, they come together and they bow and say thank you. It's
Uh,
amazing. It's
they
amazing.
every interview I've seen them when they talk about fans, when they talk about, the audience or the crowd, it's just this immediate look that comes over their face of, I don't really feel worthy for the praise, but I really love it. So it's
Right.
super cool how they can find that balance there, and they bring it, so that's important too.
You're right, and, like, in New York City, I was right there. I was literally front row and mere feet from all of these guys, and
Ugh,
I'm looking up in astonishment, like, I can't believe I'm actually here live, and I'm crying in hysteria. I'm yelling, yeah, I'm singing along with them, but I'm for the most part crying my eyes out, and they appreciate it, and even, after the concert, that was, 100% verified. And it was beautiful. It was the most beautiful
it's
experience of my
one of
life.
the rare bands that I've seen recently whose fan base are so personally and emotionally connected to that music.
100 emotionally
I
invested.
I don't,
Oh,
it's been, and I coming out of radio, I've had to deal with everybody's fan base. I've had
mhm.
to deal with everybody's fan base, and of course, to every fan, their band is the greatest band ever. But Nightwish is what I've noticed a lot is about people's personal stories about their discovery of the band, their journey with the band, their
Yeah.
journey meeting new people and becoming a part of a family. That is
Yes.
that is the fan base of Nightwish, and it's really weird, and to be honest, I don't think when it comes to that, it strikes me like the Grateful Dead did. Like, if you went to a Grateful Dead
Yeah,
concert
you're deadheads,
and
right.
got a flat tire, someone's gonna help you. This
100%.
is a family. It is 100 like you were saying, 100% accepting and open and willing to share this wonderful experience that has been Nightwish, and I have found that, like I've said previously, radio kinda jaded me,
Yeah.
but this is kind of the one thing I like about Nightwish is that, like I said, they've given me hope and they've rekindled this, okay, man, I've got to get outside of my box to experience this wonderful thing that so many people are just so personally, it's like Foo Fighters. People are personally connected
Yeah, like,
to
if you
that
say anything
band.
bad about Nightwish, I'm gonna punch you right in the
Right,
face.
like, you walk into a bar and diss Dave Grohl, right? I mean, people will get into broken bottle fights for Dave Grohl, and it's just this crazy, and same thing with Nightwish. I've watched Nightwish fans argue with each other, and it's like,
Yeah, but they at the
dude,
end of the
just
day, we all, like, come back together and
it's all about
remember
the
why we're
music.
here. We're here to
Right.
push this music as my job as a reactor. I have a platform. I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna give them the most exposure that they deserve, and they really do.
Yeah,
They appreciate it. Believe me, they know. All right, so that was the opening, the riffs and everything. Let me show you what we're gonna do
and
here.
I apologize for getting the names wrong. I've got them
Oh,
mixed up in
don't
my head.
don't worry about it. I've did it too. I've done it a million and two times. It's just second nature to me, and I can do
Oh, yeah.
this in my sleep with Nightwish. I'm glad to be a part of that family. All right, so here, this if you can look up at your
Yeah,
screen here,
I
there's
got you.
that bull, that flaming bull. That's
Mm.
the Wacken Open Air.
I see that in all
That's the
in
logo.
all the Wacken videos, yeah.
Yep, that's the logo of Wacken
That
Open
looks like a
Air.
festival I would dig.
Freaking a right. I'd give my
Yeah,
left arm to go. I
drinking
haven't
some good
I'm
German beer.
right-handed. I'm right-handed. I can
I
get
would
rid of my left arm.
I would stand there with a giant German beer in one hand and a giant pretzel in the other.
Oh my god. I would sit there and just cry. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Won't you do it with me? Heal the scars and change the stars. Would you do it for me? Turn loose the heavenly thing. I'll take you away. Cast away on a lonely day. Blossom for a teary cheek. I saw him, but follow your grace. I have found somewhere with me. Just one
right?
So metal.
Wasn't that like
That dude is walking metal. I don't
yeah.
care what anyone says, man. Like if you open up a dictionary, the definition before the actual substance of a metal is a picture of that dude.
Of Marco, like,
He is
yeah.
he is the only human being in metal that can wear a pair of purple leather pants, dude. That's how
Oh.
metal that dude is. He is
Yeah,
just and his vocals. So I do want to back that up because his
yeah.
vocals are super unique
Yeah, and
because
they are because he comes in perfectly with like we're talking about, let's heal all these scars and I'm a bosom for your teary cheek, my
right, that was a
song
good
can't
line.
but
Yeah.
borrow your grace. It's all these lines are like their songs are so masterfully written. The lyrics are just like holy crap, it's so poetic. Here comes my Rottweiler, and if you come down here, I will kill you. But then like it's
I
so
thought you were talking
soft.
about Marco.
No, no, no. There's, Floor, and then here comes Marco with those power metal
Yep.
vocals. That it's such a great balance. And
Mhm.
again, we're sad because Marco's not here.
And he does this little trick in his vocals, and I've noticed this with Northern Kings and with Nightwish. So our brains have predictive AI.
Mm-hmm.
We're accustomed to certain ways that songs are structured and how they're supposed to flow. Call it mainstream, call it formulaic, call whatever. But your
Mm-hmm.
brain has been trained for 30, 40 years to hear things a certain way. And Marco is really good about getting to that point and changing it
Yeah,
and
those
making
change
it
ups.
so when you think his voice is going to go up in a register, it'll go down, but yet he makes it sound natural. And it's just incredible how he has mastered the harmonic lead singing of metal. He might be one
Oh,
of few people who can harmonize metal. It's just crazy how good of a vocalist he is.
yeah, he's so like if he like only if he only lived here, he would be Ozzy Osbourne status right now,
Dude.
100%. You
For
know,
him, he could be he could be the lead singer of any metal band, whether it's Black Label Society. You could put him in the lead for Mudvayne. You can put him in the lead for Godsmack, Disturbed, any of them. And I think he would elevate it because his tone is so thick and
hmm
rich and authoritative
right.
that he sounds metal. Again, I don't know how else to describe it,
I
but
think he was born literally with his goatee,
could
his
you
his
imagine
beard,
him being
and
like a phone like a customer service rep for a company somewhere on a phone line somewhere? Yeah, I need some help with my router. I can't do that for you. And you're like,
no,
why are you not in a band, bro?
no, he would be like this. Yes.
Your router is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All
I
right.
backed it up to where Marco comes in with "Dream of Me."
All right.
All
Sorry
right.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Come out wherever you are, so lost in your sea, giving for a touch, for my taste, for my lust. Ever felt away with me? Just once that all I need, and finding you one day. Ever felt away without me? My love lies so deep. Ever dream of me?
Hold on a second. You like these lyrics right now are like getting to me really bad because like it's not like before it meant like I give this. This is me and I give this, but I don't get it back. And what I told you earlier, I'll tell you what it means to me today. And I what it means to me today is I don't ever want to dream of my life without Nightwish because they have given me that sense of love and compassion and community. And I've met so many amazing people through this band. that I don't, it would be a nightmare if it never happened. So that's what it is to me today. I
Well, in a
never want to
sense,
picture my life without them. Never.
it was supposed to happen.
Yes, all things do happen for a reason. I'm
So
100% believer in that.
yeah, just enjoy the ride.
I am. Oh, oh, am I? It is
So,
a
and if it
blast.
and the good thing about music, Bugs Bunny said it while luring a gorilla off a ledge, that music calms the savage beast.
Mm,
And we all have savagery in us. And whether we're hurt by
mhm.
somebody, whether we miss somebody, whatever the case may be, sometimes that loss and that sadness can get so frustrating that it turns into an aggression.
Mm,
And
mhm.
sometimes music is really good to allow your brain to go on that journey and understand your aggression, because when you can understand where that aggression is coming from, you can then start to deal with the real pain of that situation. And
Right.
you've gone through this where you've dealt with the pain, and now you're ready for your own existence within your own world.
Yes, and like I was at one time and spineless. I went along with whatever somebody else said. I didn't have any goals, dreams, aspirations of my own. And like this song is my song. This is my favorite. This is what represents me the best too. Like I am still,
Thank you for sharing that with me.
thank you. And you're welcome. And it's just like I am still, regardless of what happened to me and how I was mistreated, I am still that compassionate human being that will help other people. And I still am. I refuse to give up that I would ever love again, because like, but right now it's just like, no, my focus is this channel and my kids, and bettering myself and picking myself back up from where I was beaten down so much that I got angry. That anger, that aggression, I fought back for the first time in my life. And this is the result. This is who I am today. And I am such a better human being because of this journey. It's not even funny.
Well, I think
It's proof it works.
the way I see it is you were always capable of doing these things. You just needed a soundtrack.
Yeah.
So you've established a connection with a soundtrack. Again, what I find about Tuomas so brilliant is how he's able to write a song that is about whatever he is going through. It's it's obviously very personal. So it's all about
Mhm.
him, yet you're able to connect to it on such a visceral level that you then
Yes.
start to believe it's about you.
Yes, every time I hear a song, I'm like, "They wrote
Yeah.
that about me, oh my god," and the same
Yeah.
thing with the warning too. It's like, "Oh my god, that's for me. I already know it," but
That's my
but
jam.
right. But this is why Nightwish again is so popular, because
Right.
everybody has that visceral like
Mhm.
reaction when it comes to Nightwish, and they personalize it because it helps them. It
Sure.
literally gets them through the toughest days, and you can move on from that, and you know that it's going to pass and it will get better.
Mhm.
It's amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna back things up a little bit because I don't want to miss a daggone thing.
Sure.
Impu is just he's one of the, I think, greatest guitar players, like you said, like Hendrix level. He's that good. Um,
He creates whatever tone and sound is needed for that moment. And
100%.
it's and not a lot, and that sounds worse than how difficult that is.
Right. No, and he makes it
Yeah,
look
he
so
makes it look
effortless with
easy.
him.
Yeah.
Right. He makes me think I could play guitar like that.
Yeah.
And I can't.
No.
And Yuka, the way he just beats the hell out of those drums, but they sound so good.
He establishes what makes him so special for me is how he's not drumming. He's
Dancing. He's dancing. It's a dance.
he's a defibrillator.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is he is a literal heartbeat of your connection to that song.
Yeah.
So the
He is.
connection the connection you normally make would be a saccadic rhythm, where you're making a rhythmic connection with a song because your heartbeat is in match with it, or your emotions are in match with it, or your hearing
Mhm.
is flowing along with it. He is creating that.
Yes.
And
that's a heart of the band right there, the
it is
drums.
without a doubt his relationship with Tuomas on the keyboards creating that forward momentum and that earth tone that I hear because I see colors. So they're creating this earth tone of browns and greens that are still bright. And then when Floor comes in with Marco, they're creating these summer song sounds and the smell of huckleberries and
Mhm.
jumping through a puddle in the spring. They're creating those bright colors. And then when it's filtered through that spectrum, it just comes out this perfect white light. And
Yes.
it all comes really down to that heartbeat that Yuka creates.
Exactly, and Nightwish is so much more than a band. It's an
Oh, it's
aura,
crazy.
it's a
It's crazy.
feeling, it's a community, it is craziness, but
Yeah.
in a good way.
Yep.
Alright, so I backed it up and, because I don't want this song to end. And I'll get into more in depth of how I feel about
Sure.
this song and what it does for me today. Can we do that one more time?
Sure, go ahead.
Just one more time. Kid, like I'm watching your
Remember, I
reaction.
got a kid to pick up, so
I know. Okay. Let's do that. Let's fight.
standing out there with his backpack like that sucks.
Never felt away with me, just one set of lightning, entwined in finding you one day. Never felt away without me, my love and I saw me, never dreamed of that. Never felt away without
Wow.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second, dude. I just saw something so stupid. Okay. Empu lit a fuse and Yuka, I think he just ran a mile on those drum pedals
Did you see that?
because there's a moment
Yeah.
there's a moment towards the end where I am firmly believing that the rest of the band is trying to stay with him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's a moment, and the funny part is Empu is just kind of standing off to the side, like, oh, I did my solo. I'm just gonna come over here and do these. You guys keep up with that.
Oh.
So the thing about Empu's solo, let me say this. That was probably the most traditional metal solo I've heard in a while.
Yeah. It's a
That
good
was
song,
Steve
man.
Vai. That was Steve Vai, Eric Johnson, Joe Satriani,
Yes.
Yngwie Malmsteen. That was traditional 1980s smoking Marlboro Reds with chicks and acid wash jeans metal.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
And
He
that
sets
double
that
bass finish,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there had to be a point where the rest of the band is like, slow down. Good Lord, bro.
And
but
for
his
Floor to even deliver with Marco
oh,
too, those parts are just like it is like a what? When I first heard that song, I was like, "What?"
it is another great example of, and you may have heard me say this before, but Tuomas is the ultimate baker of metal layer cakes.
Yes.
He creates the exact perfect measure for each and every element of the song to flow that perfectly. And on top of that, again, this is something that a lot of bands should watch Nightwish and pick up on and kind of use themselves. Nobody is the star of this show,
Right. It's
but
a
Floor is in command.
yeah, she is the lady at the helm, and I think that
Absolutely.
perfect puzzle piece, like you
But she comes it's like that Homer Simpson gif of him fading into the bushes. It's they all do that.
yeah.
It's incredible the amount of respect and room that they give each other, even though they know, look, this woman right here, ladies and gentlemen, there's no matching that.
No.
No one's I said it before, no one's going into karaoke to sing Nightwish.
No, no.
Right?
She does these TikToks and like she did like Ever Dream on her like a challenge, like, and I'm going, hell no, compared to you, Floor Jansen. I know there's some people that can sing out there, but I am not going up against Floor Jansen. Are you kidding me?
And
No.
and there's a difference, and I think that there's a really big difference, and this has to go with her, revamp and
After forever.
After Forever.
Mhm.
This goes back to her time in those bands. She not only has the ultimate female rock voice currently,
Mhm.
she also has there's something that I learned in high school doing stand-up comedy and a lot of open mic, is command of presence.
1,000. She does.
Right.
She does command your attention, not only because she's 6'1", but still,
I don't
she is just
I don't think that's even
it's
I
nothing to do with her the way she commands her height means nothing.
she's 10 feet tall.
Yeah, yeah,
They all are.
yeah. Even
Even
Impu.
even Empu. I can
Yeah.
put Empu in this pocket, but doing what Tuomas does is he's so good at watching someone and saying, "I know how to push you.
Yeah.
I know where I can I can s- I can think I'm stretching you." The only thing I think he stretches are the lyrics. The way he composes those lyrics.
Yeah.
You know, I remember one interview I saw. Floor asked him when she could breathe,
Ah!
where she got lyrics for the new album, Human Nature. It was an interview about the Human Nature album.
Yeah, it's
And she
wow,
got the lyrics
so
for one of
good.
the song and was like, the first thing she said was, "Where am I supposed to breathe?
Yeah,
How
dude,
am I?"
it's she'll figure it out.
But
You'll
she
figure
is
it out.
but again, what you're seeing is a culmination of her life. And I think when she's in front of people and she's producing this instrument the way that she is sharing with you her life.
Yeah,
And it's an incredible presence because again, being in the States, especially us, a lot of the bands we go and see are there to make money.
yeah,
They're
yep.
they're they're there to be rock stars or whatever. She would be that way in front of 20 people.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because like, even, like, you could see the I brought up the size of Wacken, 84,000. Now, New York, we had there was a couple thousand people there, but it was a smaller venue, more intimate, which I would prefer because then I'm not having to, like, get trampled or
Sure.
anything else. I am bum rushing that stage. No, it was such a togetherness, and they performed their asses off. They gave 110%. I put up Ghost Love Score, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, he flubbed up on the thing on the guitar solo," and it's like it's a live show. You're going to have those tickets.
Yeah,
I want
it's
to see that. It humanizes them. But like white Nightwish, they're a white knight fantasy. That lyric in Everdream is they were like a knight coming into my life when I needed them the most. And it was
oh,
almost as if they knew something was the universe knew something was about to go down. And because I firmly believe that when people do dirty shit to you, they plan that shit. They don't just
sure.
spur of the moment, just say, wake up and be like, okay, then, because, the way shit went down, it was not, this was planned. This was a planned attack. And the universe was like, "You're gonna be okay." And at the moment, I didn't, I didn't know if I was gonna be okay, but then
Mhm.
everything turned out so beautifully. Nightwish today, this song especially to me is just, it is the embodiment of how I feel about this band.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I feel humbled, to be sharing such an emotionally connective song with you and how it's that's a good thing. I remember the first song I played as a kid. I remember the first album I picked up and dusted off and put on the Curtis Mathis turntable. I remember hearing songs for the first time with certain people and making that connection of how the moment we were in that moment together. And music is very healing. It is
Ugh,
there's two things you don't control, and I've been working in both of those fields since childhood, and that is what makes your foot tap and what makes you laugh.
yeah,
You don't control either of those two things. So you can't resist something that's pulling you in.
no,
And
and
Tumas, I even watched his Scrooge McDuck video.
oh,
And
yes.
I'm thinking, bro, how did you make a duck connectable?
Mm.
Like that's how good you are. You made me emotionally connect through a 53-year life to a comic duck.
Well, that is the Adventures of Scrooge
Yeah, The
McDuck,
Adventures of Scrooge McDuck, yeah.
like the Last Sled and stuff like that.
And his wife is the vocalist in that one as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, they're also together with Troy with it's, Thomas,
Yeah.
Troy and Joanna, they're in a band called Ari.
Ari, yeah, and people have been suggesting that. So when people always ask me in my field, "Hey, what are you listening to?" or "What's on your playlist?" or "What do you recommend?" When not fighting the system, so to speak, I always go with Epica, Nightwish, Arjen Lucassen,
Ah,
Sabaton. I
yes.
go with these bands that are exploring a new frontier.
Yeah.
And Nightwish and again, I hope people understand what they're seeing in Tuomas, how generational that man is,
Yeah.
and how even though he's Finnish and lives halfway around the world, he has personally connected with individuals in Cleveland, Ohio, Nashville, Tennessee, Poughkeepsie, New York, Walla
Yeah.
Walla, Washington, Tokyo, South America. I watched
Yeah,
the
108 countries tuned into the Islander Arms, the virtual show.
it is
108
It
countries.
is incredible how impactful this man's music is when you specially know that he's writing it from such an individual, we don't understand place.
Right. And
It's
he's
just
so, like,
incredible.
quiet and, like,
Yeah,
introverted and stuff
yeah,
like
he is.
that, and he's absolutely brilliant, and you get so emotionally attached
Mhm.
to these people, and, like, with Flora's new stuff, like her solo stuff, I'm all for it. I'm like, "Yeah, spread your wings and do whatever you want to do," and I don't wanna see her put a cap or put a
No.
I don't wanna see her, like, stop. I wanna see her explore. I wanna see her, feel comfortable enough to know that, you have a loyal fan base and whatever you do because, like, we'll be here. We
Right. Well,
were here.
it's that's a good callback. Um, there's something to be said for musicians. I've said this, I can take any band and point out what they do wrong and say, here's why they're not as great as you think they are. But that would just be, as the British would say, taking the piss.
Mhm.
Because again, who am I to tell anybody what a good band is? What I dig about these guys, again, it's very reminiscent of the 70s and 80s where bands shared so much. They were so open with each other. So it's really good to watch a brilliant group of musicians come together for the big thing, the big Nightwish thing. But then you also know you have a trust, a faith, a belief that when they go off to do their own thing, Scrooge McDuck, Me Without You, it's gonna be brilliant.
Yes.
I
Yes, and
it's
ugh,
remarkable. I remember when Chris Shiflett left, Foo Fighters to do a side project. I just had the name in my head, and now it just literally just slipped out of my head. But it was like, "Okay, man, is anybody gonna see that and think, 'Well, I gotta go see that. He's part of Foo Fighters.'" So, N
right.
Nightwish is a different animal. It's a completely different animal. I think its greatness is its own enemy when it comes to people that don't have that control over that amount of people.
Right.
Because you have to understand something. Nightwish is coming into any conversation with anybody with power.
Yeah, they like he's
They're
also Tumas is in like dark with my
right.
betrothed or something, and it's also like a death metal band, like deathcore, you know? It's like
They're
really like
and he probably has a huge following because he's writing good music.
yeah, see that band, I'm not particularly fond of that one. I haven't listened to it. I can't even say I'm not particularly fond of it, but I haven't even listened to it as much as I do Ari or Nightwish, you know. And like I feel like this. I feel like no matter what these guys do, especially since like now that I've got to see them and meet them, like let me tell you something. These people, when you said like you could tell that they are like thankful and grateful for
Mhm.
us being there for them as much as like if they only knew how many people they were there for and at the click of a button they're always here, you know. So having to see these guys in concert, especially here for people like in the United States like we are, we don't get that, you know. It had been 4 years since Nightwish stepped on US soil,
Yeah.
you know, and this was a long time coming. I waited years to get to see them. And you know what? It was worth every minute.
It
It was
is
worth it.
I said this about The Greatest Show on Earth when I did that reaction about how,
Great song. My
you
first
know,
introduction to them.
to be to be in that moment is, a great example is I'm in Birmingham, Pink Floyd for the Division Bells, the Pulse tour,
Yeah.
and,
96, 95.
95.
Yeah.
So they were doing the opening before Learning to Fly, where it's just the guy rowing a boat through the water, and they've got the surround sound going,
Mm.
and every time the water drops, it went around the stadium. But it had rained that afternoon, and there was this layer of cloud over the stadium, and it created this environment where I looked around and I thought, "I really hope people are understanding the beauty of this moment."
Well, what you'll see now is this.
Oh, I was at a Perfect Circle show back in the day, and I remember standing by I always stand by the soundboard, by the way, because
Yeah.
that's where the best sound is, because that's the guy running the sound. So I'm gonna stand he's the
Right.
guy running the sound, so if you want the best sound, sit by that guy. So, I remember standing there with Kelly, and all these people were walking by, and I literally felt like stopping them and shaking them and saying, "Do you not see what's going on stage?
Right.
Well, I'm gonna go smoke or I'm gonna go." Dude, this is a guy who at any moment he sings with his back to the crowd anyway. At any time he could just not
Maynard.
right.
Yeah.
At any time he could just not do this band anymore.
Right.
And you're
Maynard
seeing
is infamous for that. Like he is not a
Maynard to me, Maynard and Tuomas are two skins of the same drum set.
yeah, they're brilliant. They're
And
both
how they compose and how they understand music and how they understand rhythm and how it touches people and, how mathematics is involved in music and crazy stuff like that. So just
yeah.
again, going back to Nightwish, when I first started listening to them, for me, what was the emotional part was the outpouring from Nightwish fans. That's really what got me because you have to understand where I was mentally. I was mentally in a place where
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I had anything to offer anybody. I didn't feel like I had a value. So
Same.
when
Same.
when I woke up one morning and I went from 753, I won't forget the number, 753 subscribers to 2,000 and something subscribers. And this was
Mhm.
overnight
Yeah.
off of one video.
Yeah.
And all of everything I tried to read it, I still do, but going through everybody's comments, they were so personal.
Yeah.
They were so personal that I'd never what it did is it humbled me in the sense of, and this is going to sound dumb, and I know that it might sound dumb to a lot of people, but you have to remember what I do for a living. It it showed me that, and this is difficult to say without crying. It showed me somebody was listening.
100.
And
How
it
are
just
you? How's your heart?
right,
Right. Yes.
it was this moment of, I don't put my sense of value on the number of views that I get, but it was the stories. It was the comments. It was the it wasn't just, "Hey, good video," or, "Hey, you don't know anything about music." It was all these, man, I got into Nightwish when I was 13 and I went through this
Mhm.
and, I lost a parent, and they were just going through all these stories and I was riveted by it all. And it was so personal. It's been a long time since I've made a connection with the rock and roll community that personal, and it woke something up in me that I thank them for. I try to thank them for with every review, because it did. I remember back in the 90s, I was pulling bands out of the air like Mother's Day Out and The Veldt and Greta and bands that
Mhm.
nobody had ever heard of before, trying to be a champion for them. So it's
Right.
good to see that, catching up to me, and how there are bands out there that are worth the effort, and you just have to open your eyes and listen to what people are saying to you. So I could never say thank you to the Nightwish Army, you, Gabriel, everybody involved, because it has, my bracelet is actually Morse code. The beads are colored and it's Morse code for a new beginning.
Nice.
And
Absolutely. It
it
is. It's a new beginning, Eric. You're such a good dad,
right. I
and you
thank you.
do have purpose.
I
Those 2
appreciate that.
boys, I see how good you are with them. I see what you do, how proud you get for making dinner. That tenderloin looked amazing, by the way.
See,
I
the
think
only two the only good thing I've done in my life is give you those 2 kids.
You know, that is a badge of honor right there.
I love them to
And
death.
Kelly is proud of you for stepping up and doing that, and having the
Thank you.
strength to get through it. I know there was days where you couldn't pick yourself up, but you did. You did. And you deserve a
Thank you.
major salute to that, because you did what a lot of other I don't even want to say men, but parents in general, people in general run. They
It's a
run.
it's a I remember I went to Florida for a visit, about a year after Kelly passed, and I had the boys with me, and we were sitting out, smoking and drinking, doing what Irish people from the Northeast do, and, drink and get mad at each other for no reason, for shit that happened in the '70s. So I'm sitting I'm sitting at the table, and it got onto politics, and I made the comment of, somebody said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Well, I'm too smart to have conversations this stupid. I
Yeah.
I don't talk about politics."
Yeah, it's
And
not even worth it.
somebody made one of my younger relatives made the comment of, "Don't you care?" Well, don't you care about this, or don't you care about, social justice, or whatever topic it was at the time? And I remember looking them in the face and saying, "Do you actually believe there's anything happening outside of these 2 boys' lives who just lost their mom?
That
Are
I
you
gave a shit
telling me that
right.
that there's something out there more important than these 2 young men losing their mom and me trying to keep them on track?" That is the most arrogant expectation I have ever heard from anybody
You know
in
what,
my
though?
"Hey, put your kids aside for a minute and care about this
Exactly.
thing that I got going on." Like,
Right.
I ain't got
You know
time for that,
what,
man.
dude? If we you are let's get this crystal. If you live in America, you are free upon birth. You're given rights. People don't seem to understand that. Everybody here is free. There's nothing we can do to change the past. We
Nope.
are free. And, some people are going to be dicks and some people are going to be amazing. People are lessons, people are blessings. And you know
Right.
what? We have been on this earth, you and I, long enough to know that politicians do this and they don't do any action. So,
Look, here's what I see.
this is what it is.
I see 85% of humans have the same mentality. 15% are just loud, squeaky wheels that get the attention. But
Yes.
I think most people are like lava lamps, meaning we
Ex-
may feel one way about something today, but tomorrow we may feel the opposite. And I don't want to shock you, but I am actually allowed to hold 2 opposite opinions in my head.
Absolutely. And it's people
So
need to realize that it's okay to agree to disagree. It's okay for one person to have their opinions and you to have yours, and you can coexist perfectly fine.
so
Not
here's how
everybody has to agree on everything. That's what I really try to stress, is that I'm allowed and entitled to my own opinions
yeah.
based off of my life and what I've experienced. And nobody's going to change that about me. I feel like this. You are entitled to your opinions, and that's okay. But what we have to remember is that when we're doing this and we're talking about music, especially Everdream, and how Nightwish is healing, music is healing.
Mhm.
Music has this much place, politics has this much place in music.
It's
That
it to me, it is, I understand, I grew up listening to Bob Dylan and all the protest hippie music from the 60s and punk rock of the 70s and 80s and the Who having to write songs about turtles because they weren't allowed to write about the Queen, stuff like that.
yeah,
So I get that there are going to be trickles of current events running through the music, but the better the music is, the more it connects to you personally. And
exactly.
and here's how much rock and roll has been my life, is that when it comes to politics, I was raised by an old school dude, served in the military, welded ships. He took no bullshit from people.
Yeah.
I learned from him that Dave Mason wrote a song called "We Just Disagree." And there's a line in the song where it says, "There ain't no good guy, there ain't no bad guy. It's just you and me, and we disagree. It's okay. Neither of us have to be the villain, and neither of us have to be the hero." But the greatest trick that's ever been played on the United States citizens is making them believe that our government is supposed to work against itself.
Right. They're
It's
working
supposed to
against us.
it's supposed to take me and you who disagree on a subject, go up there and compromise.
Yes.
But
Yes.
again, I try not to get into that because again, I believe I felt one way about one topic before I had kids, and then after I had kids, I saw it from a different perspective, so I
Me
may have
too.
it. So for me, it's a matter of growth and it's a matter of grace. And I just was raised by a guy who said, you don't talk politics, religion, or you don't talk about women in locker rooms because that's somebody's sister. That's
Yes.
somebody's, because if I heard you talk about my wife the way I'm hearing you talk about other women,
Oh, we're gonna fight.
there's
Yes.
there's going to be an issue between the two of us. So I was never that guy. So when people would always do the whole, "Hey, as a veteran, what do you think about this?" I would always respond with, "Hey, can you fire your weapon effectively? That's all that really matters. That's all I care about."
Right.
Just to avoid having these conversations, because social media has bred this generation of people who think they have to share everything. And like I told you before, I'm not going to apologize for not responding to certain songs, because there are certain memories that I have with my wife that are not less valuable than likes and shares.
1000%. And I hold you to the just the utmost respect for you in that
Thank you.
aspect, because that is the most beautiful thing ever. Like, there are some things that are sacred and
Mhm.
need to be just that, is sacred
Right.
and not publicized, and you
I
know
have I have nothing but thanks and gratitude for you, because I've watched over the past year, I guess I've been watching you grow, and your channel is growing, your audience is growing, you're growing as a mom, you're growing as a woman, and just watching you put that out there and be comfortable with that has helped me take down some of my own guards that I came into it with the whole, I'm just going to get in there and talk about rock and roll and I'm not going to share anything. Who are these people? But
yeah.
in the army, they teach you to lead by example. So
Yes.
you've been a very good leader in showing not just me, but hopefully other people, that there's a world beyond the past. There's a world beyond the pain. There's a world beyond that self-pity, kind of a thing. So thank you very much, Jen. You've been absolutely wonderful to me. And thank you for having me on today to share this video with you and that story, because again, I'm a different kind of a dude. So it's humbling. And I don't know if I'd be able to show you the proper level of gratitude for that. So thank you.
One day when we meet, we will explore Nashville
Come
and
on,
you will
come on
show
down
me.
to Music City.
I'm
I'll
coming to.
drop my radio voice and you'll hear me talk like a Southern gentleman.
Nice.
And I'll take you out to all the hot spots. We'll get some hot chicken, and then I'll run you up down their street towards Bell Witch, and I'll show you the scariest place in Middle Tennessee.
Is
The
that
Bell
a
Witch.
is
That is the Bell Witch Cave. And I got to be honest with you, man, just being in that cave, I don't like it. I'm not a believer of ghosts. I don't believe in the supernatural, but there's some kind of energy I don't like it, man.
Do you
I don't.
guys wanna see that? Do you wanna see me go to Nashville, Tennessee? If you wanna see me go to Nashville, Tennessee, and me and Eric will go explore the Bell Witch Cave.
I might push you ahead of me. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm all
What the
for
hell? You're the
equality and
man. You're
women's
supposed.
rights, man.
No,
If
dude,
there's going to
hey,
be,
man, men
if
are stronger than
no,
women.
no, no, you're bait. All
No.
you are,
What
you're
is this
somebody.
equality shit?
So
No.
somebody asked me, hey, there's no feminists in a house fire. So somebody asked me one time, if I would shoot them in a zombie apocalypse to get more distance between me and the zombies. And I said, yes.
Yep.
What are you talking about? So what you're saying is it's me and you in a parking lot. We've got it. We've got guns. And you're saying, would I shoot you in the leg like on purpose to kill you? No. But if you're slowing me down, I just
You
got to
got
be
to
faster than
go.
the slowest dude when it comes to the bear.
Just a
That's
wi
it.
right. Man, imagine if the zombies ran. Oh my God, we're
And I'm
toast.
gonna be honest with you, if we're in the Bell Witch Cave and there's some shuffling going on towards the back of the cave, I might have to throw you back there for a second. I'm
Hell
just
no, bro. Listen, I'm little. I can run. All right?
I'm
I'm
just saying,
fast.
you gotta be faster than me. But thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Eric. Anytime. Thank you again. You guys make sure you go subscribe to The Wild Side with Eric Clark. He's one phenomenal reactor. What a stellar man.
Thank you.
And I'm going to sign out here. Eric, thank you, love.
Thank you,
I'll
darling.
talk to you later. All right, guys, that was one hell of a reaction with Eric, and I hope that you got a lot out of this conversation,
Sorry.
this video today. and if you want to see more reactions like this, make sure you throw a like button on there, and you're subscribed to both of our channels with the notification bells. Tap to all so you get notified anytime we drop new content. So thank you guys, Nightwish Army especially. You guys have been nothing but gracious to me, and I am so happy and proud that you guys have come along with me on this journey, and I can't wait to do more. It's just a never ending thing, and I hope it never ends because this journey has been the best one of my life. Take care, guys. I'm just Jen. See ya.